because as my teammate's girlfriend says, familiarity breeds contempt.
Harrison Butker is facing backlash following his controversial commencement speech. The Kansas City Chiefs kicker spoke at Benedictine College's graduation ceremony on May 11th, where he talked about a range of topics, including reproductive issues, women's roles in the home, and Pride Month. At one point, he even referenced Taylor Swift's song Bejeweled. While he didn't mention her by name, he brought up the lyric while condoning the actions of religious leaders.
Tragically, so many priests revolve much of their happiness from the adulation they receive from their parishioners, and in searching for this, they let their guard down and become overly familiar. This undue familiarity will prove to be problematic every time because, as my teammate's girlfriend says, familiarity breeds contempt.
He then went on to speak about the roles he believes women should play in the home.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
And he later encouraged men to be, quote, unapologetic in your masculinity.
To the gentlemen here today, part of what plagues our society is this lie that has been told to you that men are not necessary in the home or in our communities. As men, we set the tone of the culture, and when that is absent, disorder, dysfunction, and chaos set in. This absence of men in the home is what plays a large role in the violence we see all around the nation. Other countries do not have nearly the same absentee father rates as we find here in the U.S., and a correlation could be made in their drastically lower violence rates as well. Be unapologetic in your masculinity, fighting against the cultural emasculation of men.
During his speech at the Catholic College, Harrison went on to call out Pride Month, calling it a, quote, deadly sin sort of pride.
I am certain the reporters at the AP could not have imagined that their attempt to rebuke and embarrass places and people like those here at Benedictine wouldn't be met with anger, but instead met with excitement and pride. Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it, but the true God-centered pride that is cooperating with the Holy Ghost to glorify Him.
Neither Taylor nor her boyfriend, Harrison's teammate, Travis Kelce, have spoken out on his speech. His use of the Grammy winner's lyrics raised some eyebrows as she has often publicly championed women and LGBTQ rights over the years. Several users on X, formerly known as Twitter, called out Harrison for including Taylor in his speech, writing, Harrison Butker gave a misogynistic, homophobic, and transphobic commencement speech and then quoted Taylor Swift? Dude, that's so messed up. Others took aim at what he was telling the graduates, with one user writing, Harrison Butker decided to give a graduation speech talking about how women's most important title in life should be homemakers, and goes on to rail against the LGBTQ+ community. Absolutely gross. With another adding, you see, this is why we need Pride Month. This is why I continue to say LGBTQ people belong. Harrison was drafted by the Carolina Panthers in 2017 and was signed by the Chiefs in September. He has gone on to win 2 Super Bowls with the team.